Developing at noon, gun control at the center of attention. How a new White House rule is impacting Arkansas and what officials have to say all about it. Coming up. Plus, a threat lurking in the depths among us. In minutes, details of a widely unknown gas putting more people at high risk for cancer. And the excitement continues with a new era upon us. Reactions to the new head coach and how stores are already gearing up. This is THV 11 at noon. Well, good afternoon and thanks for joining us as we close out another week. I'm Jurnee Taylor. We're going to bring meteorologist Nathan Scott in. And Nathan, I finally got it together. If you're with us at the end of the show yesterday, I said, have a good weekend. We are officially at the weekend, Nathan, and it's a beautiful day ahead of us, right?
It is certainly a beautiful Friday all around Central Arkansas. You saw that blue sky behind you there, Jurnee. This morning, we start off on the chilly side, though. In some locations, 34 was the low in Clinton, 37 in Mena, 47 the low in Little Rock, and 49 in Pine Bluff. But we've rebounded very nicely, already 70 in the capital city, 70 in Hot Springs. A few clouds drifting their way through northwest Arkansas. So we're about 2, 3, 4 degrees warmer than just 24 hours ago. And the breeze, it's out there, but certainly not as gusty as what we saw over the past couple days. Highs today, we're topping out into the low to mid 70s. Just a fantastic Friday all throughout the natural state. Tomorrow morning, not as cool. We'll drop down to the upper 40s to lower 50s. And then check this out. To start off the weekend, temperatures will be unseasonably warm. How about highs into the low 80s? Humidity levels will be low for tomorrow. But the humidity, it's coming back in full force next week. Along with that, we'll have the chance of showers and storms. More on that forecast coming up.
Well, we begin with an arrest in Hot Spring County. This time, one of the county's top officials facing serious charges for the second time within the last 6 months. Arkansas State Police arrested Sheriff Scott Finkbeiner, charging him with a misdemeanor for sexual solicitation, as well as a felony charge for unauthorized use for allegedly passing along information from the state crime database. Finkbeiner is out on bond this afternoon, but is due in court next month. Pine Bluff police are piecing together a deadly shooting from Thursday. Officers responding to the scene near Catappa Street before noon yesterday. That's where they found 35-year-old Kendrell Laws in a parking lot, who later died at the hospital. We're still waiting for an update on a possible suspect and motive. A new Netflix show is revealing the reality of life behind bars, which has some talking and others revisiting tough memories. The series confronts understaffing at the Pulaski County Jail by allowing inmates to manage themselves inside the facility. And depending on how well they do, they could reap a few benefits, something one former inmate says could be a step in the right direction for giving them a second chance.
I bet you most of those men in there will make an example and change somewhat in a positive way from this program initiative.
That was Charles Benson, who previously served 20 years in the county jail. Since his release, he's worked with programs aimed at getting former inmates back on their feet, an issue that's also addressed in the documentary. New gun restrictions are being put in place for unlicensed dealers. That new rule requiring those dealers to administer background checks before making sales online and in person. While U.S. officials say this is key to cutting down on violent crimes, the general manager of Arkansas Armory says there could be a better solution.
I think most responsible gun owners don't want guns in the hands of people that are prohibited from owning guns. But there always seems to be this attack on the private sale of firearms.
The new rule is set to take place next month. Arkansas Attorney General shared his response to the matter, saying in part, quote, "I have opposed these unlawful gun rule from the beginning." Griffin joins 25 other attorney generals with an opposing stance and is looking into joining a potential lawsuit. The decision to allow gender-affirming care for minors is in the hands of a federal appeals court. Those arguments getting underway on Thursday as the state aims to appeal a judge's ruling to allow such care to continue. If the state happens to win, however, the ban on gender-affirming care would be reinstated. That law forces doctors not to administer hormone medication, puberty blockers, or surgery to anyone under 18. A brand new tool from RDOT is making it easier for residents to stay up to date on road and bridge conditions across the state. The agency just launched a new dashboard at the request of lawmakers. It allows people to get a glance on how things are holding up for transportation. And according to RDOT's Dave Parker, they hope the tool will provide transparency for taxpayers to follow where their dollars are going.
I think it's great. I think it's super user friendly. It's very easy to navigate. And if you want to know about any construction project or bridge situation, whether it's in poor, fair, or good condition, anything like that, just go to that dashboard and it's there for you.
To find that dashboard, just head to rdot.gov/performance. Efforts to bring some beauty back to the natural state is picking up as the Arkansas Game and Fish moves forward with renovation for Lake Conway. Here's a closer look at the lake back when they first started to do the draining process. With that now complete, tons of litter and debris needs to be cleaned up. The first of 3 community-wide cleanups starts next week. To learn more about these plans, just head over to thv11.com. Meanwhile, Arkansas power line workers are lending a helping hand to nearby states who were caught up in the line of disaster left behind by severe weather. 77 workers will head to Alabama and Louisiana to help restore power. Over 2 dozen have already been providing assistance in Mississippi. Just 3 days left until tax day, and if you keep procrastinating, you might need to file for an extension. Jurnee Taylor verifies how this could impact you.
If you haven't filed your 2023 taxes yet, the due date is April 15th. Now, if you need more time, you can file for an extension. According to the IRS, about 1 in 10 tax filers gets extensions each year. But there's a long-held belief that if you receive an extension on your taxes, you'll be more likely to be audited by the IRS. So is that true? Let's verify. Does getting an extension on your taxes make you more likely to be audited by the IRS? Our sources are the IRS, Howard Gleckman, Senior Fellow at the Tax Policy Center, and Mark Stieber, Chief Tax Information Officer at Jackson Hewitt. A spokesperson for the IRS called this tax claim, quote, one of the oldest urban myths in the books, unquote. Tax experts Mark Stieber and Howard Gleckman agree.
The simple fact of the matter is it is totally untrue. It could not be more untrue.
As far as I know, it doesn't make any difference at all about being audited if you file for an extension. Shouldn't matter.
Stieber says high-income earners are more likely to get audited, but warns that it can happen to anybody. So we can verify that if you get an extension on your taxes, you are not more likely to be audited by the IRS. Now, whether you file on time or ask for an extension, the IRS says the best thing you can do to avoid an audit is to file a return that's correct and complete. Tax professionals advise filers to keep good records of income, dependents, and cryptocurrency transactions. With your Verify, I'm Jurnee Taylor.
Parents may need to take extra precaution when shopping for Lunchables at the grocery store. A dozen versions of the lunch kit went through testing, and what was found was several instances of high levels of lead and cadmium, both which are heavy metals that can cause serious developmental issues even in small doses. A red flag that has officials calling for healthier options for children.
When you have these type of lead readings and lead being linked to learning development issues, we have to rethink what we're making available in the school food program.
Lunchables owner Kraft Heinz defends the kits, saying many of its products are a good source of protein. New discoveries are being made in the historic city of Pompeii. After the break, witness a few hidden gems being brought to life.
And like Jurnee said, we have entered the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a beautiful spring weekend all around Central Arkansas. The rain chances going up next week, and Tuesday, we could see some spicy storms. I'll have more on that potential next.